So I think I've found the perfect tree for this. I've had a couple people asking me, fire damaged, fire weakened, fire compromised, how do you approach a tree? So, I mean, this little cedar, it's small enough, and I think we can capture the essence of what I'm talking about here when I say how I approach this tree. You know, it's got a big cavity here. You know, I mean, elbow deep all the way through. You can see there's sunlight there, and you can probably see there's sunlight down there and another little patch there. So, I mean, this thing has holes all over it. So how I would normally approach this tree is you got to figure out, well, one, just like normal, you look at the lean. Great, okay, it leans that way over here. We're gonna be able to put it in this little hole right here just fine. But say you couldn't put it over there for whatever reason. It has to go somewhere else. So the biggest part of finding out what you need is figuring out where you can wedge from. I know it sounds scary wedging on something like this, but you'd be amazed how solid these still are. And really, if you ever see guys cut out the heartwood of their trees, like there's just two posts on either side of their back cut, it just makes it for easier lifting, easier wedging, easier. So essentially that's what's happening here. Granted, it's a little more crispy because it is burnt, but that's essentially what's going on. So say I needed this tree to come kind of back behind where I'm at right now. It looks like we've got nice solid wood in the back here. So if I needed to come this way, if my bar was long enough, which it is, I would just do a face cut as normal on these two legs here. And then I'd probably just back cut the thing and stick a wedge and start wedging her over. You just have to figure out where you got wedging room. So, and this is why you do a 360 look. You go all the way around because there's limited wedging space. You can put a wedge back here. We've probably got 8 to 10 inches of wood across in here left, and that would fit a wedge just fine. And you'd be wedging on it, that's for sure. But in our case, this is easy. We don't have to avoid anything. So this tree is going to be coming over this way. And in this case, what we're going to end up doing is making a really shallow face out that direction. Really shallow face cut. We don't want to come too far, otherwise we don't have any holding wood over here, right? So we're just going to come in deep enough to have something here to support this tree as it comes over. So a little face cut here, and then back cut as standard. You know, I may even once I establish where my apex is going to be, probably somewhere right in here, I might bore in right here just to kind of establish that hinge and just come out the back and watch it flop. But yeah, here we go. So there you go. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Nice shallow face cut. Gunned right into here. And you got to remember on this stuff, this stuff is less about the proper depth and yada. It's stuff like this is about finding available wood. So as you see, I've kind of bored in. I've kind of establish that hinge more or less. Come out. I've still got a little bit to cut over here maybe. So I'll do that, and I'll just pop out the back side and we'll watch her go. Right out in there. There you go. You can see, you really get an idea as to what we're working with here. Just finding the available wood. That's what it is. Because cutting a normal tree, I would never, in relation to the rest of the diameter, say it was a full tree. I'd almost never make a face that shallow unless the lean was super extreme or something crazy. But finding available wood, coming in, honestly, what I could have done is bored in, establish that, and then even come back and back cut the rest of the way, or come in, bored it to here, and then left this as a trigger and just cut that off when I was ready. But it's a small light cedar, no canopy on it, so there's no chance, well, very little chance of it kind of collapsing down on me. So I just opted to bore in, establish, and just come all the way out. There you go, right into lead there.